Hello and welcome. My name is Josie, if we haven't met before. I am a stay-at-home mom who lives in Indiana with my son and my husband, and I love to make things. This is a channel all about that. It's mostly knitting, occasionally other crafts like sewing, embroidery, yes. But today is all knitting and one sewing project. I'm excited to share it with you. So let's jump right in to my finished object, which I don't have with me because it was a birthday gift from my mom. It's my second ranunculus that I have ever made. A winter, definitely more of a winter ranunculus. I'll be throwing pictures up so you can see as I talk about it. And I'll go to my pattern page so I don't forget. Yes, so I used Cascade 220, worsted weight, and Berroco Aerial. So I used a 100% wool with a mohair held together. And it was a blast to knit with. I have written down in my notebook that I could definitely see using both these yarns again. Together, definitely. Separate, definitely. I loved it. It was such a good knitting experience. It felt so good in my hands. I've never knitted with mohair before, so that was very exciting. And yes, I was very eager to try to knit with mohair because I've heard such great things in the knitting community, but it just hasn't felt very practical for this stage in my life. So when I had the chance to use it with my mom's sweater, I jumped at it, and it was so much fun to knit with. It definitely made me want to knit with more mohair. But we'll see in the future. So yes, I made size 1 for my mom, and I used the needle size recommended. I met gauge and used actually I might have been a little bit smaller for gauge because I see I did some knitting math here. I take it back. To make it easy on myself, I got knitting gauge 16 stitches. I will write on the screen what the knitting gauge for the pattern is, so it's easy, so you know. But I know that my mom did not want the largest, or the smallest size was too large for her. She gave me a sweater that she liked the fit of, and that had a bust circumference of 42 inches. And the smallest size I think was 46 inches. So I did some knitting math to try and figure out. So I'm pretty sure I was off gauge. But I did use recommended needle size for the body and the ribbing. I did the wider neckline stitch count, but I used long tail cast on. I feel like that's a very popular thing to do. I did it for the first time I did the ranunculus, and it worked great, and I've done it for this one too. And then I also only did short rows in the back, not the front, so that the yoke stitches could start right below the collar. I did do half twisted rib for all the hems as it's called for in the neck and the hem. And then I also ended up doing additional raglan increases. I had my mom try it on after the written raglan increases, and it felt a little bit too tight around her like shoulder area. And so I did 8 additional raglan rows, and she writes in there that you can do more, and so that's just what I did. I ended up not even doing like an increase row, raglan, increase row, raglan. I just did all raglan rows. I think I did 8 more, and then it fit her perfectly. So I was really nervous about it, but it worked out great. And then I also lengthened the sweater quite significantly according to the sweater that my mom gave me that she really loved the fit of. It was a little bit longer, and so I also lengthened the sweater and did a little bit longer ribbing. I can't remember, but I was playing yarn chicken in the sweater. I'd knit into the end of my second Cascade 220 ball and weighed it so that I knew about how much ribbing I could get, and so I just knit until the very end, and I did an Italian bind off, and then I had one more 100-gram skein for the sleeves. And so I split them in 2 and then worked the sleeves, weighing as I went, and I ended up doing 9 rows of ribbing instead of the I-cord bind off. I asked my mom and she said she liked the ribbing better, so we did ribbing. And then also tie and bind off for that. And I was good with the Cascade 220, but I ended up running out of mohair, which was so sad. So it delayed me. It was a bit like 5-day delay, but I ordered my yarn originally from Wool & Co. in Chicago, the yarn store. They have free shipping, so no matter like how much you order, which is phenomenal. So check them out if you haven't done that before, Wool & Co. But I ordered from them again. I went and just got the same yarn, just like one more ball of the Cascade or of the Berroco Ariel. And I wrote in the note, this is a dye lot that I have if you can match it, but if not, I'll take whatever you can give me. And they were able to match it. It was so nice. It was so nice. So when I opened that and I saw the same dye lot, I was like, yes, just one less thing to worry about. So I ran out of mohair with 4 inches left in my last sleeve. So it only took about 2 more hours to finish the sweater. It was a 5-day delay, but it only took about 2 more hours to finish. So yes, I got it done in time. I got it blocked. I got to give it to her at her birthday celebration. So it was fun. And she really likes it. And she looks beautiful in it. I love the fit on her. And she can't wear it yet because it's starting to warm up here in Indiana. And it looks like it'll be warm for a while. But it'll be there for her in the fall. Let me see if I did anything else. Oh, I decreased, another modification I made was I did decrease every 15th round on the sleeves by 2. So just by knit 2 together and slip knit on the sleeves. So that way I thought it would make it a little bit of a nicer fitting sleeve. And then I also thought it would use less yarn. So it fits her well. But yes, I did decrease, and that is not called for in the pattern. And then I did a tie and bind off, which I really like for 1x1 ribbing. So it worked out great. It was such a good and fun project. I absolutely loved it, and I hope she likes it too. And hopefully the mohair won't bother her. She doesn't know yet if it'll bother her, so yes, very, very exciting. It was a blast to knit. I just love knitting for other people. I was like blocking and laying it out, and I just told my husband, like, this was just so much fun. I just love knitting for other people. So it was so much fun. So that's my only finished object, knitting wise. My only sewing thing that I'll talk about is a little bag I made. This is my participation project in the Dodgy Bag Mal 2024. That's hosted by Allie of Little Drops of Wonderful, I think is her crochet channel. This was it zips, it works. Just some like natural lining in there, natural colored lining, but it works. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of trial and error with this. I think I showed you in my last episode that I had some interfacing that was like poster board thick. Yes, I should have trusted my gut that it was too stiff, because I lined the lining with it and you couldn't work with it. You couldn't like press it over. It was impossible to work with like in this bag. So I should have trusted my gut when the Joanne lady told me that is what I would need. I did not need that. But I was able to just throw that away. I mean, put it in my like stash to eventually do something with some lining fabric that has some really stiff interfacing. I'll find something for it. But I was able to cut out new lining and resew, and it turned out well. It's definitely dodgy. But that's the spirit, and it was just really fun. So I found some like new fun like bed sheets and a curtain at Goodwill that I picked up because I was like, oh, those would make really cute dodgy bags. And in the spirit of this make-along, it's getting me back on my sewing machine. It's giving me fun inspiration to make things, and sewing is just fun, and I really love the idea of making project bags for the things I'm working on. So this was actually, I wanted to be in my shawl, which I'll talk about in a minute. I wanted to hold my shawl project, but it is way too small, but it's really cute fabric. So yes, that was super fun. It's my first bag of the month. Could be my only one because, or of the make along, I mean, could be my only one, but we'll see. I had a lot of fun making it, even though I had to restart a few times. And there was some trial and error. It was so fast compared to knitting. And that's always fun. First thing I'll show is my shawl design, because it's kind of not much to say. What I did want to say, I'll show, like, there's some work on it. It's pretty true to color. Those colors are pretty accurate. It's just nice and colorful. So I was here last time I filmed, and I got about that far. I was watching Kay of Crazy Sock Lady, and she is very inspiring with her 30 minutes of knitting and how she gets a lot done. And she just talked recently about sorry, I'm trying to place this marker while I talk to you. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But she's very inspiring, so I just moved it up so that next time I show you the project, you can see where I was. She's very inspiring. Last podcast she had, or one of our most recent podcasts, she talked about how she gets a lot done, because she does get a lot done. And she talked about how she does 30 minutes a day on a lot of her projects, her like larger projects. And it just got me thinking, I could do 30 minutes a day on this, like using it to knit and pray for 30 minutes a day. And I just started that about a week ago, and I got over an inch done, like within, just 6 days, because it is quite long, it's fingering held single. So it felt really good to see such progress being made. So I might show this to you like every 2 weeks or whenever I podcast, and just show you how much I've gotten done trying to do 30 minutes a day. But this is like such a long-term project that if that annoys you or you get bored with seeing that because it's the same colors over and over, let me know. But yes, it definitely did not fit in this bag. It's in a much larger basket because it's going to grow too. So yes, so there's my design shawl super quick. I'll show you my project that I got out of hibernation, which is so exciting. It's the Twofer Tank by Heidi something. I put this away last August, I believe. I think I put it away last August and was just feeling like I wanted something, and so I got it back out. So this is what I had last time. Like when I put it away, I only had the front. So I have done the straps and then a little bit of the back. I just love the way that like ribbing looks. So it's a pattern that you can wear two ways. It's the Twofer Tank, and you can wear the like square neck in the front, or you can wear the V-neck in the front. And I really love that idea. Love the design. The yarn I'm using is Rowan Creative Linen. I'm pretty sure it's 50% linen, 50% cotton. Let me look it up for you. Yes, 50% linen, 50% cotton in the straw colorway. And it's definitely hard on my hands. It's not my favorite thing to knit with, like to knit on. But I do think I am happy with the color. I think it would go with a lot of things. And I'm getting close to joining in the underarm. I am playing Yarn Chicken with this. Story of my life recently. But I'm still on my first ball. Oopsie. I'm still on my first ball, and I have one more. So if anything, it's great. It's knit from the top down. So if it needs to be just be a layering piece, that's okay. So yeah, that is so exciting and so fun and feels so good to get a whip, or to get something out of hibernation and either like, you know, frog it or start working on it again. I'm sure you can relate to, it just feels so good to get it out and be like, yes, it's no longer in my stash whip. It is or hibernated whip. It is an active whip. It feels great. So the other project, my last whip, is the Seaside Set by PetiteKnit. It's being housed in my favorite antique market not thrift, but antique find. And I've gotten a lot done. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So yes, I think I just have one more blue. So I'm gonna do this white and then do one more blue and then white, and then I think I'll be at the length. I'm doing the 4 to 6 month size. I have about this much left of white, so I think I'll be okay. I'm feeling good about it so far to get enough out of the sleeves as well. And then, you know, I'm here on the blue, or the navy. So I still have quite a lot. This pattern is written really well so far. She gives you tips on like how to do the stripe transitions, which I've been doing and I think is working out really nicely. Yeah, I'm having a blast with it. It has been so much fun to knit this. It's so soft. The yarn I'm using is Cascade Heritage Sock in the cream and navy colorway, and it is so soft. And the raglan like button placket was so cute, the way it came together, because you knit flat first to make this like placket and then you start knitting in the round, and the way it like overlaps, I just love that detailing. So the buttons will go there. It's just so cute. I think my cousin will really like it. I did do a little swatch. Let me show you. I did a teeny swatch just to make sure, not to check gauge because it's a baby pattern, and I couldn't be bothered to do it for like a baby pattern. But I wanted to make sure that the color didn't bleed, and there was no bleeding. So this has been so much fun. I really want to knit on this all the time. I am using the recommended needle size. Like I said, I didn't check gauge. I don't know where my gauge is, to be honest, but it's just so cute, and I think my cousin will really like it. So I'm honestly a little surprised at how quickly I've been knitting it up, but I think it's just because it is like the stripes are so engaging. So it makes me a little nervous for the pants. They're like a solid color, but on a fingering weight. But this has been so much fun. So I'm really excited with this. With this one, I think my cousin will really love it. And that's all for my making. I wanted to talk about my favorites for the month. I've been really inspired by blankets, honestly. Let me list a few people that I've been watching. So Kay of Crazy Sock Lady, Molly of A Homespun House, Michaela of, I'm blanking on her name. I'll write it. Like her YouTube channel, I'll write it. And then Noble Character Craft. Oh, I'm blanking on her name. I remember her YouTube channel, but I forget her name. Amy? I'll write it. But all of them. Which, speaking of, I just found Amy. I'm going to call you Amy. I just found her recently, and she has like close to 200 podcasts. And I was just kind of floored that YouTube has not recommended me her videos earlier. Do you ever feel that way when you find someone and you're like, oh, this person is wonderful. I love them. I love their content. And you're like, I wonder why YouTube didn't recommend me their videos earlier. YouTube had 180 chances to give me one of her videos. But so I've just been having her videos on She's a Newer to Me podcast. And I love what she makes. I love how she makes things. She makes a lot of prayer things, and yeah, she works with affordable yarn. She's just very inspiring. So check her out if YouTube has also not ever shown you her videos and you like what I like, you'll probably like her. But anyway, back to blankets. I've been feeling very inspired by blankets and been dreaming up just blankets, like making memory blankets. I'm so hesitant with making very scrappy looking ones because I don't love the crazy color looking blankets. I think they look cool, but I don't think I would practically like that in my house. But I did see from Noble Character Craft, Amy, I think, I did see an excavation blanket that is kind of like a memory blanket, and because it only uses like each color is only one stripe, she called it her memory blanket, and I was like, I like that because the colors are so different, but it's not a huge granny square, or it's not a huge, you know, thick stripe in one color and then the next color. It just it melds together a little bit more. The different colors meld together, and so I have been just pondering, should I make that blanket? Because I have scraps from the fingering weight projects. I kept them all. And I was thinking that could be really fun to go back and like add a stripe of every fingering weight project that I have. I think that would be so fun. So yes, I've been loving blankets. Let me know if you have any blankets that you like, blanket patterns that you love. Are you a scrappy blanket maker? Because I just haven't been before. But I have been inspired by blankets. I've also have a little son. So we're a young family. And so it doesn't feel very practical to have these really nice blankets hanging around. But scrap blankets, you know, that would be a little bit less. Well, I don't know. I'd still put a lot of time into that. So I don't know. I also was like, I want a blanket, but I'm nervous. Like, how will we use it practically in our family? Without getting like spills, tears. Yeah. So, been very inspired by blankets. I wanted to share because I've been trying the 30 minutes a day with the knitting my design shawl, I've been using the Dwell app. The Dwell app, if you don't know, is an audio Bible, but it requires a subscription, and you can like change the voice, change the Bible version, and then change the background music. And then they also have plans and playlists that, you know, there's one, for instance, called like I'm Feeling Sad, and you can click that and it comes up with curated Bible verses in the translation, the person, and the music that you want, and it will just go through them. And there's one on there for creative, like creating something. There's like a whole playlist, like 5-minute playlist, which I listen to a lot. So it's just been really fun. You can even pause in between verses, and that's what I've been doing. I've been like picking a chapter that I want to listen to and then telling it to pause for 3 seconds in between verses, and then I've been like knitting while listening to the Bible and praying in between the verses, and it's been so much fun. I have heard of Dwell, but I didn't know if the subscription would be worth it because you can listen to the Bible on most Bible apps, but I have really been enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. And that's it for my favorite things of the month. So yeah, let me know how you handle making blankets. Are you a blanket maker? Do you enjoy blankets? It just seems really fun. I'm being really inspired by blanket making. So let me know if you make any blanket patterns. If you have young children, how you handle that with nice blankets around. Or if you have any favorite patterns too. It was great catching up with you today. Let me know what you're working on. And I hope you have a great start to your May. And we will talk very soon. Bye.